Hi everybody and welcome back to the channel, and if you're new here, I'm Jane and my husband Mike is behind the camera. We're British, early retirees, debt and mortgage free, and living a thrifty, frugal and money saving life on a super tight budget here in Brittany in northwest France. And every Wednesday we open our home and invite you in for a midweek money chat. Let's take a look at how we can save ourselves some money this week. Disorganisation can cost us a whole load of money if we're not organised with food, and food is extraordinarily expensive and it's never been more expensive. If we do not stock check, we don't use up what we've got. If we do not keep an eye on what is in the fridge, we do not use up what we've got and it can go off. If we do not make a meal plan, we can end up buying things that we didn't need if we don't take a list with us, or if we go off list, if we get disorganised, it soon costs us money. Now there's other things in the house as well that we can sometimes buy and we can sometimes replace that we didn't need to do. We can lose things and we can get disorganised. If we're not disorganised, going back to meal planning for example, we can be tired in the evenings and end up buying food that we didn't need to do. If we're not organised when we go out for the day, we can end up buying a drink or food because we just didn't organise ourselves. So today is all about practical ways that we can organise ourselves without it being an onerous or horrible task, and make it doable and make it realistic as well. Let's get started. Let's explain to you what a weekly reset might look like. A weekly reset is when you get yourself together, when you might write in your diary, you might write on a wall planner, when you actually set your mind to what you're going to do for the rest of the week. You might have a budget book, you might have however you do it, it really doesn't matter. You might use Google Calendars. Like I said, you do it your way, it's up to you really. But it's when you set aside a time and a place where you plan out your week. What days do you have appointments? What days are you going to go shopping? Can you tie in the going shopping with the appointments on the same day? What day are you going to have to do something for you? What day are you going to have to do the jobs around the house? But it's a planning time. So put yourself a time in your week, your day, you choose it. For me, it's Sunday morning, and I'm going to run through what my weekly reset looks like. On a Sunday morning, I do a stock check of food in my fridge, my freezer and my cupboard, and because I've done it so often, it doesn't take me long. From that, I write a meal plan. From that, I write a shopping list. And then I have a reset of my calendar for the week. What am I doing in that week? Where am I going? So I know I've got 2 things that I have to do this week that are on my calendar. I know I have to go to the supermarket this week. That's 3 things I have to do this week. And then I'm looking at things that I'm going to put into my diary of things that I need to do around the house, I might need to do in the garden, and jobs I've got to do. So take time once a week, call it your weekly reset. That's what I call it. If you want to, you call it that, where you have your time and your place where you get yourself together, you gather your thoughts, you write out your plans for the week of the things that you need to do when you're going to do them. The next is to readjust. You cannot write one budget in January and think it's going to work all year, or sometimes 1 month to the next. You can't set a calendar and think it's always going to work. You can't set a work schedule and always think it's going to work. Because you know, and I know, sometimes it doesn't. And if it's not working for you, if your budget's not working, if the way you menu plan isn't working, if your social life is lacking because you haven't put it into your calendar, if you haven't got time for your partner or your family because you're busy, you do need to readjust. And let's talk about things that we need to readjust. We do need to readjust our budget, and that's why we talk about setting a new budget every single month. we do need to readjust our sinking funds. We need to readjust our calendar and our time. If you've got too much to do, you might have to readjust your expectations. You may not be able to deep clean a room every single week. You may have to do that once a month. So, the next thing you need to do to make sure you're working through this in a practical way that suits you is to readjust. Whenever you're trying to put anything in place, whether it's meal planning, whether it's using up what you have, whether it's getting the house organised and straight so you don't waste anything, whether it's some kind of cooking routine, these things don't always work all of the time, and we can slip. When you turn around and blink, and next thing you know, there's a pile of laundry on the end of the bed. There's a pile of dishes in the sink. The bathroom's full of half-used bottles of shampoo. It's okay to press the restart button and go, okay, I'm going to pick myself up and I'm going to have another go at this. And it's okay to do that almost every week. It's okay, I'm going to pick myself up and have a go at it. When we stick at that, it will become a habit and these things will work. We will find systems that work for us. But it's okay to say, this budget isn't working this way. This cooking routine's not working this way. This way of cleaning my car or my house is not working. I'm going to restart it. I'm going to look for another way. But it's okay to restart, start a new week, start a new month, start a new season. It's okay to restart it and think, I'm going to make it work, and keep at it. We are all such a busy people. We always think that there is so much to do all of the time, and we rush from one thing to the next, trying to fit everything in, trying to fit in family, friends, the house, work, things we want to do. And sometimes the most important thing that we can do to be organised is to refocus. When we do that, we work out our priorities of the things that are most important to do. Let's take your house, for example. In your house, there are things that need doing. Maybe you have always said, we've really got to repaint the bathroom. And we get distracted by things that we have to do. We're actually taking time to refocus on things that are the most important can give us that priority and sort of sense of peace of that I know what I'm doing, I know the order in which I'm going to do it, I know the order in which I'm going to save to do it, and therefore saving us time and saving us money. So next I want to share with you some practical solutions that will just make our life easier and more organised. Let's start off with our houses and keeping them clean and keeping them tidy. We do have to do something every day, don't we? Because we know, don't we, if we let it pile up, it gets worse and worse, and the next thing you know, there is the laundry mountain sitting on the chair in the bedroom. So let's think about things that we can do every day. I like to have a walk around every room in my house every day. It takes me minutes. I live in a little cottage. I certainly don't live in Downton Abbey. And I like to pick up as I go around. I tend to take one small dustbin with me and I empty the bin in each room into that bin. I pick up anything on the way. Have I left a mug by my sewing machine, for example? Have I left something out? Have I left some papers out on a desk that need to be put away? So I walk around every single room, every single day. And another thing I like to do every single day is put any laundry away so it doesn't mount up. In my kitchen, there's just quick things I like to do every day. I like to make sure the draining board is empty of any washing up, that it is put away. I like to make sure that there's just nothing on the work surfaces. Is there a bottle of ketchup out that I need to pop back into the cupboard? So Something that makes it simpler for me, and it might make it simpler for you, is have a walk around the house quickly each day and just pick up things that need to go away or go into the dustbin, and it just makes your life simpler because it doesn't mount up. Now, something else that is so vitally important with organisation is budgeting and tracking our spending. But that's just theoretical. We need to look at practicalities of how we're going to do that. So I'm going to share with you what I do. I have a budget book and it belongs in the same place. It goes back there every single time. In my budget book, I have little pockets in there, and that's where I put receipts. Every time I come back from the store, we buy fuel for the car, we buy dog food, we buy some DIY materials. Those receipts go straight on top of that budget book. And it's a little garden, little peg that you peg the clothes with to keep them in place. And then every day I write them down and I track them against my spending, and I track that against our running totals. But it's something that we do every time we spend money. We check our bank account every single evening. We check that everything's gone out, and if any direct debits have been increased in price, that we are aware of that and we are adjusting our budget. So we make sure that we do things in a timely manner. Now, you pick your day, you pick when you do that, and you pick your system. But having a time and a place, a when and a where, will really help you to keep that organised. Let's talk about being organised with food. We all know that we need to do a stock check. We all know that we need to do a meal plan. We need to write a shopping list. Let's talk about the practicalities of what that might actually look like. Do you have a food inventory book? Do you have, for example, the print-offs that you can get from places like Pinterest where you can write down that? Do you have a time and a day when you do that? For me, it's a Sunday morning, but that's just what suits me. That may not be when that suits you. I have a menu planning board. It's on the wall. I can see it easily. And after we've eaten that meal that week, I put a great big cross through it, or I tick it. I have a shopping list book and it fits into my handbag, but you do it your way. Another thing that I do is that I have a day a week where I do the majority of my cooking, and I put meals in the freezer. When I was working, that used to be a Saturday. I would have a day or a time when I would go shopping. Now I'm a bit more flexible on that. It's not always the same time. I'm not so worried about doing my shopping on the way home from work, for example. But putting your systems in place of when and how you do it will really help you with your organisation. The biggest and most difficult thing for all of us is time, because often we waste time, or we're disorganised with our time, or we just haven't really thought about it. So like I said at the beginning, having that weekly reset is the time to organise your time and think about things. When are you going to do your cleaning? You don't want to be doing it all day. You want to get things done quite quickly and in a timely manner. When are you going to do the cooking? When are you going to do your meal prep? I'm really no good at all at meal prep just before I need the meal in the evening. I'm too tired then, I'm not in the mood. I need to get my meal prep done in the morning. You can peel your potatoes, put them in water, put a splash of lemon juice in there. They'll stay fresh and white all day. That's when I prepare my vegetables. That's when I get something out of the freezer, because that's when I've got more energy. In the mornings, that's when I want to get my laundry done, my housework done. So realistically for me, if I can have everything done by lunchtime, I then know my time is my own. Because otherwise, we don't have time for our partners, we don't have time for our hobbies or our gardens. And so just by scheduling it in a way that works for you, because you are important, and it's really important that you have your free time and that you've got time with your children, with your partners, and to do the things that you like, and you're not always spending too much time on housework or the boring stuff or the things that we really don't like. Thank you so much to everyone who watches and hits that like button. It's really helping the channel grow. Thank you to everyone who leaves a comment, and we read every single one of them. If you've got an organisational tip, please share it. Maybe there's something that you do that I haven't added to the list today. We love reading it, and I know people who watch love to read the comments too. See you again. Bye for now.